Ever wondered about those tiny needles, what they actually do?
Hmm.
We're diving straight into acupuncture today. I mean, it's ancient, thousands of years old, right?
Absolutely.
But it's definitely having a moment now. People are looking at it as a way to support their health.
That's right. And, in this deep dive, you won't hear us just declare it a miracle cure
No?
or dismiss it completely either. Our goal is really to unpack what acupuncture involves.
Yeah, look at the evidence.
Exactly. Explore the evidence that's out there and, well, help you figure out if it might be something you want to consider.
Right. And we got some solid ground to cover. We're looking at acupuncture, fact, fad, and practice.
Both the article and the Lifelines podcast.
Yeah, from Supremedic, featuring Dr. Sirta Ramvishnoi.
So our mission here is just to filter out the noise,
Focus on the information.
Focus on what these sources say and give you a clear, concise understanding.
Okay, so maybe starting simply. What is acupuncture, like in basic terms? Well, the core idea is inserting these really fine needles, very thin,
Right.
into specific points on your body. They call them acupoints.
Right.
Now, if you look at it from the traditional Chinese medicine perspective, the idea is this stimulates the flow of something called qi.
Qi, pronounced qi.
Yeah, qi,
Yeah.
along these pathways called meridians.
And this whole concept, qi and meridians, it's really fundamental to that traditional view.
It is.
You can think of qi as this sort of vital life energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the meridians are almost like invisible channels or a network running through the body.
Okay.
And the belief is that health depends on this energy flowing smoothly, in balance.
Right. So if it gets blocked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it gets disrupted or blocked, that's supposedly when you get imbalances, maybe illness. It's pretty amazing this practice has been around, roughly 2,000 years in China.
It really is. But, okay, people might be wondering, how does this ancient idea fit with, modern science?
Yeah, the Western perspective.
What does the science say about how acupuncture might actually work?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Modern research is definitely looking into how acupuncture interacts with our body's physiology.
Okay.
And one of the main theories centers on the nervous system.
Yeah.
The idea is that inserting those tiny needles stimulates nerve endings.
Right?
And that stimulation can trigger the release of various neurochemicals.
Like endorphins. I've heard that. The body's natural painkillers.
Exactly. Endorphins are a big part of the picture for sure. But studies also suggest it can influence other important chemicals, serotonin, dopamine.
Ah, okay. So things involved in mood, stress.
Precisely. Serotonin plays a role in mood regulation, feelings of well-being, dopamine, involved in pleasure, motivation.
Interesting.
There's also some evidence pointing towards maybe increased blood flow in the areas treated, and possibly even some mechanisms related to tissue repair.
So the traditional view talks qi, but modern science is looking at these kind of tangible physical effects.
Yeah, trying to understand the mechanisms, but is the picture totally clear?
Probably not entirely.
No, not entirely. It's important to say, we don't have all the answers yet.
Right.
Some of the exact ways acupuncture produces its effects, well, they're still being actively researched.
Okay, so we've got this ancient practice, some interesting modern ideas about how it might work. Now, for you listening, you're probably thinking, okay, what conditions is it actually used for, according to the sources we looked at?
Well, the sources really highlight several key areas. Places where it's commonly used and where there's a decent amount of research building up.
Like what?
Chronic pain is a really big one.
Okay.
We're talking things like, persistent back pain, osteoarthritis, joint pain, even migraines.
Migraines, wow.
Yeah. And interestingly, the podcast we looked at mentioned some people reporting pretty significant relief from chronic lower back pain, for instance.
Well, after just a few sessions.
After just a few sessions, yeah. Which is quite notable.
That is encouraging, especially for anyone dealing with that kind of constant pain. What else?
Stress and anxiety also come up a lot.
Makes sense.
The thinking here, linking back to what we said, is that by stimulating the nervous system, influencing those neurochemicals, acupuncture might promote relaxation, help balance energy levels, maybe ease tension and worry.
So people feel calmer.
Yeah. People often describe feeling calmer, maybe more centered after a treatment.
Okay. What about sleep? Lots of people struggle with sleep.
Yes, sleep disorders like insomnia, that's another area. It's thought acupuncture might help regulate the body's natural sleep-wake cycle.
The circadian rhythm.
Exactly, the circadian rhythm, which could lead to better sleep quality, feeling more rested.
And it's not just mind and body pain, is it? The sources mention digestion, too.
That's right. Things like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS,
Oh, yeah.
constipation, indigestion. sometimes addressed with acupuncture. From the traditional view, it's about balancing the digestive system's energy for, proper function and comfort.
Okay. And finally, headaches. We mentioned migraines, but headaches generally.
Yeah, the information suggests it might help reduce how often migraines and other headaches happen.
Frequency and intensity.
And lessen their intensity,
Yeah.
potentially. And maybe, for some people, the relief could last longer than, say, relief from certain medications.
Okay, so quite a range there. Pain, stress, sleep, digestion, headaches. Which naturally leads to the big question, right?
Fact versus fad question.
Exactly. Is acupuncture really a helpful therapy, or is it, just trendy? What's the evidence really say?
Let's try and break that down. On the fact side, our sources definitely emphasize there is scientific evidence supporting its effectiveness for certain conditions. We mentioned the endorphin research.
For pain and stress.
Right. Benefits for chronic pain, stress. And importantly, big organizations like the NIH, the National Institutes of Health, and the World Health Organization, the WHO, they've acknowledged acupuncture as potentially beneficial.
For specific things.
For things like chronic pain, migraines, osteoarthritis, that definitely adds some weight,
It does, but then there's the other side, the fad consideration, and that often involves the placebo effect, doesn't it?
Exactly. The sources do talk about the placebo effect, which is a very real thing.
Yeah, it's not imaginary.
No, that positive impact someone gets just because they believe a treatment will work, or even just from the relaxing experience of the session itself.
Right.
And while feeling better is always good, the placebo effect does raise questions, like how much of the benefit is from the needles directly and how much is from these other factors.
It makes it complicated to study.
It does. It's a complex area.
So given that complexity and the placebo discussion, is acupuncture just going to fade away eventually?
Well, based on our sources, that seems unlikely.
Why's that?
It's incredibly long history, for one. And the encouraging results, especially in areas like chronic pain management, stress reduction, it suggests there's something more substantial there than just a passing trend.
Okay.
But, and this is key, it's vital to approach it with an open mind, yes, but also realistic expectations.
Because it doesn't work the same for everyone.
Exactly. How effective it is can really vary, person to person, condition to condition.
That makes sense. So, okay, someone listening is thinking, all right, this sounds interesting, maybe worth a shot. What are the practical steps? What should they do if they want to try it?
The absolute number one first step. Find a licensed acupuncturist.
License. That's crucial.
Crucial. You need someone with proper education, proper training, the right credentials. It's about safety and getting treatment based on, established practice.
Definitely don't want just anyone sticking needles in you. What else?
Have a really clear chat with the acupuncturist. Right from the start, talk about your health goals.
What you're hoping to achieve.
Exactly. Pain relief, stress reduction, help with a specific condition. Being clear helps them tailor a treatment plan for you.
Okay. And what about the process itself? What should people expect?
Our sources advise you to stay open-minded.
Okay.
People respond differently. Some might feel better pretty quickly. Others might need quite a few more sessions to notice big changes.
So patience is important.
Patience and consistency can definitely be key.
It also sounds like maybe acupuncture isn't always just a standalone thing. It's often part of a bigger health picture.
That's a really important point, yes. The sources highlight that it can be especially helpful when it's combined with other treatments.
Like what?
Things like physical therapy, maybe lifestyle changes you're making, or continuing with your regular conventional medical care.
So you should talk to your doctor about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Discussing that kind of integrated approach with your primary doctor is always a good idea.
So it's more of a complementary therapy, not necessarily a replacement for standard medicine.
Precisely. It's really crucial to understand. It shouldn't be seen as some kind of cure-all.
Right.
Or a substitute for necessary medical treatment, particularly for, serious or complex diseases.
And you mentioned safety before finding someone licensed. Any other safety points?
Yeah, definitely. You need to be cautious about getting treatment from anyone who isn't properly qualified or certified.
Goes without saying, really.
And the needles themselves. The sources stress, making sure the acupuncturist uses sterile, single-use needles.
To prevent infection. Standard practice, hopefully.
It should be. Also, discussing your full medical history is vital. There are certain conditions, like bleeding disorders, for example,
Okay.
where acupuncture might not be advised, or at least not without specific medical guidance.
Right. So bottom line, talk to your regular doctor first.
Yes. Always have that conversation with your healthcare provider before starting, especially if you have any underlying health issues. Keep them in the loop.
Okay, that's some really solid practical advice. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, what are the main takeaways, the most important things to remember about acupuncture from our discussion?
I'd say, to summarize, acupuncture is this practice with deep historical roots.
Thousands of
Right.
years.
And there's a growing body of scientific research suggesting it can be beneficial for certain things. Especially chronic pain and stress seem to stand out.
And it offers a different approach.
It offers a complementary approach, often without drugs, which can be really appealing and helpful for many people.
And the key things for anyone listening who's considering it are what?
Be informed. Understand what it is, what the evidence actually shows.
Manage expectations.
Have realistic expectations about what it might achieve for you. And most importantly, consult qualified, licensed professionals.
And keep your regular doctor informed.
Keep your regular healthcare provider in the loop. Absolutely.
Okay. Considering this whole deep dive into the mind-body connection that acupuncture really explores, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other time-honored traditional practices might hold overlooked benefits for how we understand health today?